Hey you guys, this is Rafael from Relics.com. Hope you're all doing well. Greetings from Tennessee. Today we're going to talk about an impressive, dangerous weapon from the Civil War. Actually, this one got its beginning a little bit earlier than the Civil War, like a lot of pieces did, because there were a lot of people that knew that a war was coming. It was brewing and that disagreement was rampant. So in about 1856, there's this cat that's in charge of this boat. The boat is the USS Plymouth. The USS Plymouth is a Navy ordnance boat, and they were researching some weapons and they were designing weapons. And one of the things that they came up with was a large caliber gun that would actually end up bearing the name. It's called a Plymouth rifle, but it was the brainchild of Admiral John A. Dahlgren. And the Dahlgren rifle, also known as the Plymouth rifle, was made by Whitney, the Whitney firm, same company that was started by Eli Whitney, who's credited with inventing the cotton gin. Ain't getting into that because that's an argument y'all can do by yourself. But Whitney made these guns. They made a couple of different kinds of bayonets for them. This one is the coolest by a long shot, in my opinion, because this is a weapon that can be used as a Bowie knife, or it can be used as a bayonet. And it's massive. They only delivered about 1,750 of these. They did them from 1861 to 1864. The bulk of the order was delivered in 1863. They delivered 1,000 of them in 1863. And this is one of those 1,000 that they delivered. The knife itself is just massive, and it's deadly. And when Dahlgren was thinking it up and laying it out on paper, he was talking about how it could be used if up close combat, because at that time, the boats would still, you'd have to go on board the other boat if it got that close, and you needed something to protect yourself up close. So they intended to use this. The gun itself, big gun, fires 69 caliber bullet. So you need a massive amount of, they used a massive amount of brass in these to go with the gun. This one has a full length blade. They're no fuller or grooved on the blades. They are, as you can see, just a massive piece. I mean, that's a lot of knife, and it's thick. You can see how thick that piece is. So it's a heavy duty piece. And the gun itself is massive. It's heavy. And you can imagine this stuck on the end of it weights it down. Who made these? These were made, you hear me talk about them all the time, because as I tell you, they were the most important sword maker during the Civil War. The Ames Manufacturing Company in Chicopee, Massachusetts. On the base of the blade, the backside will have this, which is Ames Manufacturing, Chicopee, Massachusetts. The front side of the blade will have a couple of different markings. It will have the 1863 production date, like that. It will have the USN for United States Navy, and it'll also have a set of initials, DR. And DR is the Naval Ordnance Inspector, Daniel Reynolds. And he approved a lot of Navy pieces, including these. You'll see it. He's the initials that show up on the naval cutlasses of the day. And he not only inspected the blade, if you look on the back, the big brass handle, it'll have DR, a cartouche of his as well. So he shows up multiple times. The handle itself, big brass, lots of brass. You can see in the picture, that's a lot of brass. And they use a one-piece walnut wood grip. And along the bottom, it has the cutouts to make your hand fit better with the grip. Cool design. Most of the time, these are missing the scabbard, because the scabbard was made of leather and brass. And like we've talked about, leather and brass, good combination for show, but it's not durable. That leather is going to end up breaking on you and it's going to get lost. So it's cool that you have the Scabbard with it. This one has the Scabbard, has the good markings, clear inspection. You need to be careful with these because since the mid-1960s, they've been reproducing these. And you got to be careful because some of them are very well made. A lot of times you can tell by the way and the die, the way they're struck and the die that strikes them on those markings. You have to be careful with those. Luckily, some of them, most of them today are poorly made, but there were a few people that made them back in the 60s and 70s that used really quality pieces. And when you think about that, that's 50, 60 years old now. So it has the age that you expect. So as I always tell you, be careful who you get stuff from. There's a lot of good people out there that sell a lot of good things, but if they won't guarantee it, stay away from it. Because it's a good way to turn a large fortune into a small fortune. Don't waste your money. Go on to ShilohRelics.com. You can see this. As of the time of this video, it's still available. Hopefully it's gone by the time this thing gets edited and put on, because I did buy that huge sword collection of over 200 swords. I'm going to be writing it up. This was actually in it. It wasn't counted in the 202, but it's a great knife. Wonderful thing. Good thing for your collection. For the little end note, I guess that's what I'm going to end up calling it, the end note for today. In the end note for today, yesterday I saw somebody that I don't particularly care for. And I know we've all got those people. I try to get past things because I know, like I said the other day, hate's a heavy, heavy thing to carry around. But sometimes we still very, very much dislike people. I try not to hate anybody. A friend of mine at a show one time, I said, God, I hate that guy. He says, hate's such a strong word. So I severely dislike the person. And I try not to. But I got to thinking about it and I reached out to him. And I said, hey, things ain't going to get better if we keep doing this. Let's try to do something positive. Let's try to move forward. And we've got to start doing more of that because of all the hate that's in the world right now. It's eating people up. I've seen people on, and it's on my mind because of the election. Everything we talk about is about the election. But I see people on both sides that are good people, but they are so damned and determined that what they think is right, that there can be no exception to what they believe is right. And none of us are right all the time. Nobody has walked on water. If you think you can, go try it. Let me know how that works out for you. But what I'm saying is we've got to find common ground with everybody. There's got to be something. And this guy I reached out to, hadn't heard back yet. I'll keep you up to date if I do. But I said, things are only going to get better if we move forward. If we move forward in a positive way, we can be better people and we can better help everybody else around us. So today, I know everybody's got somebody that you don't particularly care for, and you might not reach out to them, but take that step to getting closer to be able to mend. Because if you can't mend, you never move forward. So you might delete this one, never think about it again, but I hope that we all can make the world a better place. Don't carry that hate around. Hate is so heavy. Happiness is so much lighter. Carry around a little happiness. Try to lose that hate. Remember that somebody cares about you. I love you guys, and I'll catch you next time.